A US judge just warned the government, obey the law or face criminal charges. Yes, criminal, and at the center of it, secret deportation flights, a baseball cap, and a potential showdown in the Supreme Court. Alright, let's break down what's shaping up to be one of the most shocking legal standoffs involving the US government in recent memory. A federal judge, James Boasberg, has officially found probable cause to hold the Trump administration in criminal contempt of court. That's not just a slap on the wrist. We're talking about the real deal, legal consequences, potential prosecution, and names on the line. So what happened? Let's rewind. Last month, Judge Boasberg issued a clear court order. He told the Department of Justice to immediately turn around deportation flights that were heading to El Salvador. On board, hundreds of people, including alleged members of Venezuelan gangs, who hadn't gone through any of the legal due process they were entitled to. Boasberg made it crystal clear, you can't just throw people on planes and ship them off without following the law. But the planes didn't turn around. The DOJ didn't give full details about what happened, when it happened, or even who gave the orders. In response, the judge said the government's behavior shows a willful disregard for the court. And he's not taking this lightly, saying they've had more than enough chances to explain themselves, and they failed. Now here's where it gets intense. If the government doesn't fix this by April 23rd, Boasberg says he'll name the individuals responsible and potentially refer them for criminal prosecution. That's right, real legal consequences for defying a court order. But fixing this doesn't mean flying everyone back to the US. It's simpler than that. The judge is asking the government to retake custody of the people deported, make sure they're safe, their rights are respected, and they're not being held in dangerous prisons without due process. That's a far cry from letting gang members go free. The issue here isn't about whether dangerous people should face justice. Everyone agrees criminals should be held accountable. The real issue is this: even if someone's undocumented, even if they're accused of something, they still have rights. That's what makes the justice system fair. Or at least, that's what it's supposed to do. This came to a head with the case of Kilmar Abrego Garcia, a man who, according to critics, was deported without due process, based on flimsy claims and no real evidence. In one particularly bizarre twist, officials pointed to a baseball cap he was wearing as proof he was a terrorist. Yes, a hat. Critics are now raising alarms. If someone can be secretly deported, accused of crimes without evidence, and thrown into a foreign prison without a trial, who's next? Even Hillary Clinton weighed in, warning that there's no safe haven under authoritarianism. If this can happen to one man, she said, it can happen to anyone. So what's next? Judge Boasberg has given the government two choices. 1. Purge the contempt by regaining custody of the deportees and respecting their legal rights. 2. Name those responsible, and possibly face full-blown criminal prosecution, potentially with a special prosecutor, if the Department of Justice refuses to act. Legal experts say this could eventually land in the Supreme Court, depending on how the administration responds. And this isn't just a legal drama, it's a massive test of how far the government can go without being held accountable, and how far the courts are willing to go to push back. So stay tuned, because if the deadline comes and goes, the legal fireworks will really begin. Movie camera ending CTA, call to action, what do you think? Should the government face criminal charges for ignoring court orders? And how far is too far when it comes to deportation policies? Drop your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell so you don't miss what happens next in this developing story. Let me know if you'd like a short version for YouTube Shorts or a voiceover script for this. 4-0